Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Sports. So this is a brand new series that I'm intending to do, and this is about IPL 2024 and the best possible playing 11s of all the 10 teams. Who better to start with than the champions, Chennai Super Kings. They also play the first match of the season in Chipok against Royal Challengers Bangalore. But let's start talking about Chennai Super Kings. So the way I think I want to do it is let's talk about the playing 11 in the batting order wise. And along the way, we will talk about the different possibilities, combinations, alternatives that could be there for the CSK management as they go along the tournament, right? So first up, I think the opener slot. This was a point of no discussion till a few days back, but now one half of the pair is in doubt. So let's talk about the part of the pair that has no questions about it, right? So Ruturaj Gaikwad is the first player that would be going into the team sheet for Chennai Super Kings. Stellar season last year, and he has done all the things correctly, and he would be the first name in the sheet. Now the question is about the second name of the opening pair, right? And Conway is missing, as we know now. He has to go through a surgery and might be ruled out for a major part of the season. So who should replace him? I think it boils down to a couple of choices. Ajinkya Rahane is a choice, I think. I don't think a lot of people are talking about it, considering Rahane has done very well. Rahane has opened earlier in the IPL, things like that. But I think the reason why CSK might not choose to start with Rahane is because CSK's affinity towards having an overseas opening batsman, right? And this has been the case over the years, right from the days of Matthew Hedden, Devon Smith, Brendan McCullum, Faf du Plessis, everyone, right? And Devon Conway, the latest. So I think from that perspective, it has become very handy that they chose Rachin Ravindra in that auction, and they got him fairly cheap as well. Now, Ravindra has played a lot of his career in the top half of the batting, not necessarily opening, but I think three mostly. But Ravindra is someone I think they can look into and could possibly fit in as the first choice opener going into the season. So I think it would be a left-right combination of Rachin Ravindra and Ruturaj Gaikwad. That's what would probably tilt it in his favor. And then Rahane would slot in at number 3, right? Rahane would be the default considering his position, his performance last year and things like that. However, having said that, I think one thing that Rahane needs to be very careful about is that there are at least 2 players I think that would be very hot on Rahane's heels throughout the season. Number 1, I think it's Shaikh Rashid. Shaikh Rashid has been in CSK wings for 1-2 years now. Last year, I think they have groomed him, raised him, and now probably the time they unleash him. And the other one, I think, is the big buy from the mini auction, and that is Samir Rizvi. So he's from Uttar Pradesh, and I think Rizvi is someone who CSK has identified something. Dhoni would have looked at something and said, okay, this is the person I want in my team. And they have shelled out around 8 crores in the mini auction. So Rizvi, Rashid, both of players, I think Rahane has to be worried about. If Rahane is not having a very good season, I think these are the 2 options that CSK will tinker with. Number 4, I think, again, it's a toss-up. And it will, I think, primarily depend on the pitch conditions, playing conditions and things like that. Now, there are 2 choices. Both have their pros and cons. First, let's talk about the incumbent. I think it should be Moeen Ali for that position, right? Moeen Ali is old war horse of the CSK camp. He has done well across the seasons, and I think it should be Moeen Ali. Provides a left-arm batting option, bowls off spin, things like that. And Dhoni likes to play with players whom he can trust, and Moeen Ali will certainly classify among one of those. The other option, I think, is again a Kiwi, and that's Daryl Mitchell. And again, that's someone CSK has paid out a handsome money for. So last year they did it for Stokes, did not get warranted results. But this time they've again done it with Daryl Mitchell. We do not know what lies ahead. But I think they would be tempted to play Mitchell in different conditions. I think it will come down to the playing conditions like I mentioned. So if it's a spinning conditions, Chipok playing at home ground, probably Moeen Ali gets the nod. If it's not, I think it's Daryl Mitchell, right? But both very capable, and I think both slots in perfectly in that number 4 slot. Number 5 should not be a discussion. Shivam Dube has done enough in the last season and in the following. I think he got some good enough chances in the national setup as well. Done fairly well. So Dube it is. And this can interchange as well. So Dube can come in at 4 if required. That also is an option. Number 6, I think it should be Ravindra Jadeja, considering his batting exploits, what he can do and things like that. So again, no question, Jadeja should be at number 6. Number 7, yes, number 7, the number 7 man, it's Mahendra Singh Dhoni. No questions, captain. Is this the last season? No one knows. I don't think even Mahendra Singh Dhoni knows. Right now, I think enough speculation. I think let's just enjoy whatever we get of Dhoni. Right. So number 7 should be Dhoni. Dhoni Jadeja could interchange, but I think it should be Jadeja Dhoni. Number 8, man making a comeback to the CSK camp. I think it's a clear call. Shardul Thakur it is. I think CSK has struggled with their pace bowling all-rounders in the last couple of seasons a little bit. Pace, but not all-rounders. I think the pace bowlers, I think. But they have done well to restock their resources with buying back Shardul Thakur, welcoming him back. So should be Shardul Thakur. Number 9, I think it should be Deepak Chahar. So I think one place lesser considering his batting prowess, but nonetheless, I think long batting that helps. So should be Chahar at number 9. Number 10 should be Pathirana. I think he is the default choice considering CSK has backed him over the last 2 seasons. So he can bowl. Dhoni has been using him as a very lethal death bowler. I think the first over he gets is around 11, 12, 13 overs. So he's the first choice, should be the first choice considering his fit. Might be they would want to manage Pathirana's workload a bit and things like that. In that case, they have a very able backup in Mustafizur Rahman this year. So this is something CSK has got this year. They've bought him in the mini auction. Slower cutters, left armour. I think Fizz is an excellent option and could be very handy in case Pathirana is not having a great season. And number 11, I think, again, going by the way the CSK think tank usually operates, they rely on people they know, should be Theekshana. I think another person whom Dhoni has banked upon for the death overs, not necessarily a huge wicket taker, but I think he has done a fantastic job for the last 1 or 2 years, I think, and done fairly well in containing runs and bowling at the death. So should be Theekshana. So that is how I feel the CSK lineup starts with. Now let's talk about, I think the other option is the impact option, right? The impact players. So impact player, I think if CSK is batting first, should be Rahane who goes out. So he's the impacted player out, substitute out. And CSK can go for anyone based on playing conditions. Tushar Deshpande, Mukesh Chaudhary, Hangar Gekar. If they need a spinner, they have Prashant Solanki, the leggy. So anyone. So could be anyone from these 2, 3, 4 options. If they are bowling first, I think it's Theekshana who usually goes out. And if Theekshana is going out and considering Rahane is playing in the first 11, I think it should be a toss-up between Rashid and Samir Rizvi, whoever CSK sees more potential in. So that's how I feel it would go along. Other overseas options whom we haven't talked about, I think one of them is Devon Conway, whom we do not know what the future has in for him. I think he misses a large chunk, but how long, whether CSK will opt for a replacement, we do not know. The second one is Mitchell Santner. I think Dhoni has been extremely wily about the usage of Santner over the years. Again, another old warhorse in the CSK camp. Dhoni knows when to deploy Santner, in which all games he needs to play. So it would be a pitch-based call or game conditions-based call. So that's about it for the CSK team. I think the playing 11 and the different combinations. I'll be back very soon for the next team. Till then, do like, share and subscribe so that we can continue doing this and this reaches a larger audience. Thank you.